The golden calf, Israel's first betrayal. While Moses was literally receiving the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, the Israelites were down below melting their gold to craft a cow. They said, "These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt." The irony is staggering. As God was writing, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me," his people were breaking that very commandment with music, dancing, and twisted worship. Molech, the child-devouring demon. This is where things get truly horrific. Molech demanded the ultimate sacrifice, living children burned alive. His metal statue had outstretched arms with a furnace inside. Priests would place babies into the fire while loud drums drowned out the screams. What's shocking? Even kings of Israel participated. King Ahaz sacrificed his own son to this monster. God's response in Jeremiah was clear, "Which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart." Asherah, the queen of sacred prostitution. Known as the Queen of Heaven, Asherah worship involved temple prostitution, where priestesses would sleep with men seeking crop blessings. It was holiness exchanged for sensuality, dressed up as spirituality. The worst part? King Manasseh actually placed an Asherah idol inside God's temple. You can't worship the Holy One of Israel while bowing to a deity that glorifies human lust. Baal, the weather god who demanded blood. The Canaanite storm god whose worship involved frenzied dancing, self-harm rituals, and human sacrifice. Since agricultural life depended on rain, people believed Baal controlled everything. His worship spread like wildfire, even contaminating Israel. That's why Elijah staged that epic Mount Carmel showdown, to prove only the Lord is God. Dagon, the fish god who fell flat half man, half fish. Think bootleg Poseidon. When the Philistines captured the Ark of the Covenant and placed it in Dagon's temple as a war trophy, they found their god face down in the dirt the next morning. The true God humiliated Dagon in his own house. Samson delivered the final blow, bringing down Dagon's temple with his bare hands, crushing the fish god beneath the ruins. Ashtth, Solomon's shameful compromise. This fertility goddess was so seductive that even wise King Solomon built shrines for her right outside Jerusalem. Her worship involved sacred prostitution and religious sensuality, an attempt to manipulate the gods through pleasure, as if human lust could force divine blessing. Tamuz, the soap opera god, a Mesopotamian deity linked to seasonal cycles. Every year he would die representing winter, and people would mourn until his spring rebirth. Here's the heartbreaking part. Ezekiel found women of Israel weeping for Tamuz at the entrance of God's temple. Instead of mourning their own sins, they were crying over a false god. Kimosh, the war god Solomon accommodated, the national god of the Moabites, who demanded human sacrifice, especially children during crises. When the Moabite king was losing a war to Israel, he sacrificed his eldest son on the city wall as a last resort. Shockingly, Solomon built an altar to Kimosh in Jerusalem, a massive betrayal that took centuries to undo. Diana, when business meets religion, the moon goddess whose temple in Ephesus was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. When Paul's preaching started converting people, it threatened the income of craftsmen making Diana idols. The result? A 2-hour riot with the whole city shouting, "Great is Diana of the Ephesians." It was religious devotion mixed with cold, hard cash. Beelzebub, from fly lord to Satan. Originally Baal-zebub, meaning Lord of the Flies, a Philistine deity associated with controlling plagues. The Israelites mocked this pathetic god who ruled over filthy insects. Eventually, the name became synonymous with Satan himself. When Pharisees accused Jesus of casting out demons by Beelzebub's power, they committed the ultimate spiritual blindness. Neibo, the wisdom god of captivity, the Babylonian god of writing and wisdom that captive Israelites were forced to acknowledge. When Babylon fell, Isaiah mocked how this mighty god became dead weight, literally carried away like luggage while the God of Israel carries his people. Mammon, the modern master. Unlike the others, Mammon has no temples or statues, but he might have more worshippers today than all of them combined. Jesus said, "You cannot serve God and Mammon." When money becomes your master, When decisions revolve around wealth rather than God's will, Mammon has walked into the sanctuary and sat on the throne. Here's the beautiful truth. While every false god demands something from you, your children, your body, your money, your soul, Jesus Christ gave everything for you. He didn't ask for your sacrifice. He became the sacrifice. He doesn't promise empty cycles of death and rebirth. He conquered death once and for all. Stop chasing counterfeits. The real God isn't hiding behind rituals or demanding payments. He's calling your name, offering forgiveness, and extending His hand. Turn to Christ today. He's the only God who died to save you, not to consume you. If this message stirred your heart, imagine what it could do for someone else trapped in deception. Share this video. You might be the instrument God uses to set someone free from their own false gods. And if you want more biblical truths, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Together, let's expose the lies and point people to the only name under heaven by which we must be saved.